All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Once again, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. If there's anyone you need to tag now that we are live, you can do so. You can share in your Instagram stories. You can share on your status, on your WhatsApp. You can send it to people's DM that we are live. And I want to be sure you can hear me clearly. So if you can hear me clearly, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Okay. All right. All right. I want to get your feedback if you can hear me clearly. Okay. All right. So do it to invite as many as possible so that they will not miss out on this. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm just still waiting for a few more people so that before we start. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just type you can hear me if you can hear me clearly. Just type it. Let me know you can hear me. All right. All right. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think maybe your phone. Someone is saying maybe my face is blurry or something. Maybe you can reduce the resolution of your phone or on YouTube so you can adjust that. Or is it the same for everyone? Okay. I'm not sure it's the same for everyone. Okay, someone says it's clear here. So I feel to just increase the resolution of your own on YouTube so that. All right. Once again, you're welcome. Yeah. All right. Okay. So today's discussion is going to be very. It's going to be something that is will help you because I'm going to be twatting some theology here. So because of that, you need to pay very keen attention and you must be ready to learn and relearn. You can learn that from my spiritual parent that there are some junction of your life where you need to learn and relearn and unlearn things because you might have been used to some certain things that at some junction it won't work again, and that is why you have to unlearn it and relearn some things and learn something. So today, before we go ahead, I want to just do a short recap. I remember last week I was sharing with you that planning your year, because this is planning your year with P.Joe, planning your year is not to limit your spontaneity. There are some people that love to make decisions out of impulse. Okay, this is happening now. Let me get it done now. Let me do it now. Many people feel that when they plan their year or plan a certain part of their life, it looks as if they are being boxed into a corner. That's not true. And I remember I told you one of the things planning will do for you is that it's going to help you to be disciplined, and it's also is going to help you to achieve your goal. So the reason why we are planning is so that you can be disciplined. It can help your life. If you plan an area of your life successfully, it means other area can be planned. And it means your life will be disciplined. You'll be a disciplined person. Then also the major purpose of planning is so that you can achieve your goal. It's so that you can achieve your goal. We are aiming at success. Success. And everyone that loves success must be a person that plan. And detailed planning as that. Detailed planning as that. So, and also I remember that one of the things I discussed with you is that planning is going to help you to solve some issues ahead of time. You will be ahead if you can think ahead. Are you following what I'm saying now? You will be ahead if you can think ahead. So thinking ahead is planning ahead. There are some problems that you don't need to get to those junctions before you start looking for the solution. If you plan ahead of those things, why still planning on paper? The hidden problem can be clearer to you, then you can provide solution to it ahead of those problems. Are you following what I'm saying? Ahead of those problems. So planning will help you to get that done. It will be clear on paper. And I remember I discussed with you that planning will show you your strength, your weaknesses, and how to make use of your strength and how to solve some problems that your weakness might pose on you. And I also remember I told you that planning will show you some areas of where clarity is needed. And it's going to show you the feasibility of your plan. But today, because I couldn't go into deep stuff last week, I want to delve into some scriptures today because I don't want just to raise people with head knowledge. I want to show you in scriptures. And if I'm going to tag today's own, I'm going to tag it, God is not against planning. God is not against planning. Because many people are spiritual and feel if we plan, is there room for faith? Is there room? We are not talking about faith here. If you know what I'm saying. We are talking about planning because many people will say, okay, if it's true that God wants us to plan, blah, blah, blah. I'll be showing you that in the scripture. And that is why I'm here today. That is my focus today. To show you that God is not against planning. He's not against it. As a matter of fact, God is a master planner. God is the master planner. If you search through the scriptures, you see his imprint in everything. Everything that is happening now, God planned it from the beginning. He planned it. The life Adam supposed to live before the fall, God planned it. But because of the fall, that's when it looked as if the plan was hijacked. But God planned everything. The way they're going to live, how they're going to advance and all those things. God planned it. Are you following what I'm saying? And that is what I want to show you, that God is not against planning. Many people say, okay, what if I plan and God now came and gave some other things that is different? You plan first. All those things you're saying is an excuse. You plan first. Are you following? Plan first. Plan. Plan your life. Plan your business. Let it be said that you plan. Then God now came to thwart it. Or God now came to add to it. And there is going to be an aspect of this planning. And there's going to be on, I think maybe before this January, I'm going to be showing you the aspect of planning, the spiritual aspect of planning, that you can't even plan. Yes, you need to use your brain and all those things, but the aspect where you need to carry God along from the start. And that is the aspect of prayer. So we're going to do that by the end of maybe the next Sunday or the last Sunday in January. But what I'm here to show you today is that God is not against planning. God is not against planning. God is not against planning. If you read Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, I want to show you something. Habakkuk chapter 2. First, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Write what? The vision. This God saying now to the prophet, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables. What is the table there? Is the table of your heart, but also the table of your note paper. Before you write on the table of your heart, write it on paper. You know, I said that last week. There will be detail with writing it on paper. There are some things that will not be clearer to you until you pen it down. And God said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that you may run that readeth it. So there is a vision, there is a goal. So, and that is where planning starts from. You can see now here that God supports planning. And he was instructing the prophet, he said, write the vision, what you've seen. So if you don't have any goal at hand, or you don't have anything you are pursuing, you don't have anything you want to achieve, then planning is of no use for you. So planning starts from having a vision, having a goal. Because the end of planning is not to achieve nothing, it's to help you achieve the goal. Because the goal is success. So if you don't have anything you are running after, you are aiming at, then why are you planning? There must be a vision in front of you. And that is when planning is needed. That is when planning is real to you. There must be a goal, there must be a vision in front of you. So planning is to break it down to help you achieve it. And God is not against that. As a matter of fact, you can desire a thing. I want to be like this. I want to be the most influential person. How is this going to happen? How am I going to achieve this? How am I going to be the most influential person in this area of my business, in this area of my career, in this area of my life? And you can plan it. You can look at people and say, I want to be like this person. That is a vision. Then you plan it. What are the things I need to give myself into? Or give myself to? What are the things I need to be doing? Once you can achieve that, then you break it down. That is planning. So God is not against planning. As a matter of fact, I cite through the scripture that there's nothing God does that doesn't plan ahead. There's nothing God does that doesn't plan ahead. God plans ahead. Let me show you a scripture. God wants to visit on people who want to raise some kind of men. In Malachi 3 verse 1. Malachi 3 verse 1. He said, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, and even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. So the Lord wanted to visit a place. He wanted to enter a temple. And God said, I'm going to send my messenger. And the purpose of the messenger is to prepare a way before me. The word preparation there is planning. To put everything in place ahead of me. Ahead of me. So God is not against planning. Are you following what I'm saying now? God is not against planning. If you read, if someone say that's Old Testament, I can show you a lot of scripture in Old Testament. If you read Genesis chapter 6, you see when God wanted to rescue some group of people and wanted to wipe away some people because of the sin and everything, God planned ahead of it. And the proof that God planned ahead of it is that God spoke to Noah in Genesis 6, from verse 14 to 16. You see God giving him detailed of how the ark is going to look like. The windows, everything, the animals that's going to enter into it, everything was detailed. Everything was detailed. I'm seeing that IG is lagging. Do we have issue on IG? It's lagging. Okay, is it network? Okay, all right. Are you following what I'm saying? God was giving Noah detailed planning. Do it like this, do it like this. Why? Because God wants to succeed with that plan. If Noah gets it wrong, one, because Noah doesn't even have the idea of the kind of rain that is coming. Imagine he went to use inferior quality. Imagine he didn't put window where God said he should put window. Imagine where God said he should put this, and this. And you see, it will just happen that while they are in the water, they are sinking. Why? Because there's no proper planning. Why he was preparing that, God was giving him, because of the rain, he was giving him detailed planning that will help him to survive the storm. The reason why people don't survive some storms in the year is because they don't even plan the year. They don't plan the year. They do as wind blow it. Anything that happens, anything that goes, and at the end of the day, they can't amount for their life. That will not be your portion this year. And that's why we're doing this early. That you want to make your year count, and you must plan ahead. If you read the book of Exodus, if you read Leviticus 1, network. So sorry about the network. So maybe what we're going to do is that we're going to make every part you've missed will be re-uploaded back so that you can catch up with it. Okay. All right. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. Okay, you can bring. Okay. You're welcome back. So I'm about to round up, but there are things I need to tell you before I round up. I want to show you a scripture. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. It said, development and growth, they are not one-off. They are consistent activities that you engage in that bring growth and development. So if you don't have plan, because one of the things you must do is to bring your planning into routine. So if you don't have plan, you can't even have a routine you want to put the plan into. That will be a step by step that will walk into your success. Are you following what I'm saying now? Are you following what I'm saying now? So you must embrace planning. You must embrace it. You must embrace it. Embrace it with all your full chest. Embrace it with your full chest. God is not against it. It's not against faith. It's not against faith. It's not against faith. God is not against it. Are you following what I'm saying now? Even your life, God planned it ahead. God planned it ahead. So how do you know when people say this is God's will for me? How do you know it's God's will? Because you are pushing yourself back into the plan of God for your life. And that's why you say it's God's will. It's God's plan for you. It's God's plan for you. The same way, the way the year will go, you can plan it. You can plan it. So when you are deviating from your plan, you can know that no, if I deviate from this plan, I'm not going to get the result I need to get at the end. Because there is a success we are envisaging. There is goal that's ahead of us. There is vision. There is something we want to achieve. And that's why we are putting ourselves under. We are putting our body under. Planning is going to restrict you in some areas so that you can achieve that thing. It's not to affect your uniqueness or your spontaneity. Are you following what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you today. Embrace planning. God is not against it. God is not against it. That doesn't mean you are not living by faith again. Embrace planning. Plan your year so that it can bring forth fruit for you, so that your year can bring much more abundance in your business, in your life, in your work with God, in every area of your life. Plan it. If you want to grow spiritually, plan it. You want to grow your business, plan it. Your professional exam, plan it. Your career, plan it. Are you following what I'm saying now? And as you do, God bless you. That's what I've come to do this morning. God is not against planning. Embrace planning with full chest, and give it the what is it called now? The discipline it takes to plan. It takes discipline to plan. That is the truth of the matter. It takes discipline to. Many people don't have time to just sit down and put things together and say, okay, this and this, and think ahead. And think ahead. When you are planning, you know the one that is feasible, the one that is not feasible. You know the one that there is going to be serious issue. If you need to solve it, you need to solve it. If you need to avoid it and take another route, you know. It's not until you get to that and you now be saying, okay, what should I do now? What should I do now? Are you following what I'm saying? God is not against planning. Embrace planning with your full chest. Embrace planning with your full chest. Set visions. Set goals ahead of you. Is that okay? That is that for today. And I hope this blessed you. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope this will help you to embrace planning. Is that okay? See you next week again. Next week, Tuesday, Sunday rather. Next week Sunday, by evening, 8 p.m. I'm so sorry we have to come late today because of some things and to follow other things. And so sorry, but next week we'll be back, and I'll also be showing you another aspect of it that you need to add to it. So it's a build-up. Is that okay? It's a build-up. It's a build-up. So I want to hear your comment. I want to hear a review. I want to see you like this video. Subscribe to it. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube, subscribe. If you are not following me on Instagram yet, do it to follow. Do it to follow so that you can be up to date based on everything we're discussing. And this is going to, we're just dealing about planning this January. By next week, next month rather, we're going to be discussing something different entirely. Something different entirely. So that is that. So God bless you. See you next week.